Something like that. Started. Okay, I think it started. Hi everyone, my name is Paul Niamien and I'm here with
Raya Martinez.
And today we're going to talk about the partnering and strategic alliance of Microsoft and Activision. This is for our class AET 772, which is Strategic Concept of Quality with Dr. Edem Titem. I hope I said that right. So we have our table of contents where we're going to talk about first we're going to introduce the subject. We're going to talk about a little bit about Microsoft and also a little bit about the video game industry, and also talk about Activision Blizzard as a company, and also the fact that there was a merge, possible merge between both of them, the importance of it, the impact, and possibly the future of it, and then we're going to conclude, and we're probably going to end up with our reference slides. So to start, as our introduction, we would first like to talk about, in this paper, pretty much when we went through, me and Martinez, we pretty much have, some understanding of, this ever evolving technology era that we are in. And we decided to go with this chapter, which is chapter 5, which touch on partnership and strategic alliance. So pretty much we can probably say that overall it's a good thing, it's a good place in this environment to be able to partner with somebody that has the same vision as you. As you can see already, that working together for the mutual benefit is what it is meant to be like as a partner. And that's also a part of what is in our chapter 5. It entails pooling resources, sharing costs, and working together in ways that benefit all parties involved in the partnership. Partnership can be formed both internally and externally, so there's many different factors. The goal is necessarily to increase competitiveness in some point, because partnership formation should be a systematic process that includes steps such as developing a partnering briefing, identifying potential partners, and identifying key decision markers and implementing the partnership. When all this thing is well designed, as far as the technology and partnership program, it will attract more technology and more partners, which will help to build integration into more product and diversity and also competitiveness. So as our next slide, I will touch a little bit about, Microsoft. And these are some facts of Microsoft. I was probably going to touch maybe the last 5 and 4 of the recent event of Microsoft, which are pretty much when, for example, in June 24th, 2021, Microsoft was able to bring that new Microsoft 11 that we all have nowadays. I personally have not yet updated to Microsoft, to Windows 11. My reason, I don't know yet. Probably I will, but I just want to let that technology to be more mature before I decide to go there. I feel like maybe the runner is a little bit mature. Maybe it has some troubleshoot and stuff like that, but I want to let that technology to evolve before I decide to go into that. In July 2021, Microsoft decided to unveil the Windows 365. So as we see, we have Windows Office, we have different Windows product, and Windows 365 is also one of the product of Microsoft as far as, way to make the benefit. Me, I necessarily just work with a regular product of Microsoft, which are just Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Visual. I don't go necessarily into 365 unless it's probably for work related, because we use Microsoft Teams. That's also one of the tools that we use in our daily work. In November 9, 2021, Microsoft introduced Windows 11 ST to support the K8 classroom. Like I said, Windows 11 is still evolving. January 18, 2022 is pretty much what our whole project is about. Our whole paper is about the fact that Microsoft announced plans that they wanted to acquire Activision Blizzard, and the idea of wanting to do a partnership with Activision Blizzard. And recently, in March 4, 2022, Microsoft decided to complete the acquisition of Niamien, which is another company. So I will let my partner talk a little bit about the video game industry.
Right, thank you, Paul. So here I'm going to talk a bit about the video game industry, its history, and the economy surrounding the industry. The video game industry is one of the quickest growing industries today, With record-breaking sales and exponential market growth every year, the gaming industry has changed dramatically since the rise of arcade gaming in the 1970s. To the advent of at-home entertainment through home game consoles in the mid-1980s. It is an industry that has weathered recessions just like any other industry, but in the present day stands strong as fresh new innovation and creativity of game developers pushes the boundaries of the industry with each consecutive year. Thank you. In 2021 alone, Newzoo reported the global gaming industry made over $180 billion in revenue, which is 1.4% up from 2020. Mobile and app-based gaming takes the largest portion of the market given the low barrier for entry, as smartphones are more easily accessible today. But PC and console gaming still encompasses nearly half of the industry, despite the large cost of physical consoles and subscription services. This is an industry that has skyrocketed in revenue with the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic and the ramifications that stay-at-home orders and social distancing impacted on the way people interact and socialize. The need to feel united while being separated led many people to invest in gaming, particularly online gaming proved to become a popular way to connect with friends and families while remaining safely distant. Gaming is one of the few forms of entertainment that has, since the advent of the internet, had major sectors dedicated to finding ways to be together while being separate and still have a fun time. This led the gaming industry to experience a significant economic pandemic-driven boom in the last 2 years. Cloud gaming is another sector that is significant to the pandemic-boosted gaming economy. As the pandemic kicked into gear, a severe technology shortage has been the bane of many industries due to a shortage in the mining of silicon and subsequent production and shipping backlogs. This led many people who found themselves interested in gaming into or updating their game arsenal unable to find consoles and PCs in markets. An alternative solution to the lack of hardware availability is the relatively new cloud gaming sector of the industry. This is a sector that Microsoft in particular is noted in, as Microsoft hosts an xCloud service that is bundled in with the Game Pass Ultimate subscription for $15 a month. This subscription already hosts a ton of features and a wide library of free games to access for people who own an Xbox or Windows-based PCs. And there are rumors that the xCloud service will become its own standalone feature in the near future. The Game Pass subscription service will be important to remember as we speak about the merger later in this presentation. Nice. Here we will explain a little bit about the history of Activision Blizzard and the company's standing in current times. The Roaring 20s, as they're called, have been a rough time for Activision Blizzard. Activision was founded in 1979 as one of the first third-party developer game companies. It was an offshoot of the then popular Atari company after several game developers under Atari took strife with their low salaries and high work demands. Thus, Activision was a company founded on the belief that the game developer should be supported and have creative rights to their content. However, this was a sentiment that would not last. In 1991, Bobby Kotick became the CEO and restructured the company, where he remains CEO to this day, despite a lengthy trail of controversies. The Blizzard part of the Activision Blizzard company comes from a 2008 partnership with a holding company, Vivendi, who at the time owned Blizzard and later sold it to Activision. Blizzard is most known for the ever-popular MMO franchise World of Warcraft. Despite Activision's pleasant founding principles, the company is not viewed favorably by the public in this day and age, as you can see by the headlines here. Activision Blizzard largely fumbled their early success. On July 20th, 2021, a lawsuit was filed against Activision Blizzard by the state of California that alleged their frat boy culture and various issues regarding sexual harassment unfairly impacted female employees at the company. Following this lawsuit, Activision Blizzard released several statements that only served to fuel the fires around the company. This comes after years of fans of the company taking issue with the quality of games being produced, the lack of support and crushing timelines developers face from within, and the repeated cycles of layoffs despite record profits, all of which had already led to a negative public perception of the company long before 2021. Suffice it to say, Activision Blizzard is not doing well. This not doing well sentiment has carried over into their stock pricing. As you will further see, the financial gain a partnership offers is what Activision Blizzard is in desperate need of right now. In late January of this year, Microsoft announced its intention to acquire a major video game publishing company. Oh yeah, one down. One down. Okay, one down. Thank you, right there. Okay. In late January of this year, Microsoft announced its intentions to acquire a major video game publishing company, Activision Blizzard, for a massive $68.7 billion. This is the largest gaming acquisition in history and Microsoft's biggest overall, which makes this partnership substantial considering that the industry has never seen a deal close to the funds Microsoft is pledging to Activision Blizzard through this merger. To further put into perspective how poorly Activision Blizzard is doing and why such a merger is necessary, from July of 2021 alone to the current day in 2022, Activision Blizzard has 62 headline articles on the IGN.com lawsuit timeline. And note that this timeline does not include prior lawsuits that the company faced in regards to microtransactions, wrongful termination, and many more topics across the last decade. Despite being the host of some of the most popular games with massive player bases in the 2010s, Activision Blizzard continues to face controversy after controversy as their public perception tanks to an all-time low, a low that is significantly affecting their stock prices and shareholders. So what then does a partnership with Microsoft offer to Activision Blizzard? This newfound partnership between Microsoft and Activision is one of the newest examples on a massive scale of the formation of a strategic alliance in the technology sector. Despite the game industry being an intensely competitive marketplace where quality is defined by the customer, this merger showcases the potential for competitors to form alliances as a way to maximize their individual benefits. For Activision, this is a chance at a new start, especially in the eyes of the public for a company that has become a PR nightmare. Additionally, this is a chance for Activision Blizzard to acquire a massive amount of funding at a time where their stock prices drastically fluctuate, oftentimes below Microsoft's offer valuation of $95 per share. Next slide. For Microsoft, one back. Yeah, thank you. For Microsoft, this acquisition can strongly bolster the games they have access to for their Game Pass subscription services, a PC and Xbox exclusive game subscription service that ties in to the xCloud gaming service mentioned before through the Game Pass Ultimate Edition. By adding major Activision Blizzard games like World of Warcraft or Overwatch to their subscription, Microsoft will be able to further leverage it with rumors of price increases and extended features for the future. Next slide. Additionally, Microsoft, in their own press release, claims that this acquisition will allow them to more easily target and integrate with the metaverse, a relatively new VR universe created by Meta, a company formerly known as Facebook. This claim is somewhat odd considering that Activision Blizzard is more involved with mobile, console, and PC gaming and not currently involved with VR gaming industry, but it is rumored that expansion into the sector of the industry will occur.
So now that we pretty much our conclusion for this, we can pretty much have an idea of as far as how even going towards that, how Activision can benefit from actually partnership with Microsoft. You know, Microsoft has made numerous significant contributions to the technology and industry, and actually that can also benefit Blizzard, which is like the leading developer and publishing of entertainment software and best known as producing many things in the industry. So now that we end a project, pretty much some question comes, you know, as far as is this going to really truly work for both companies, or how other companies as such as Apple or maybe Google, we actually see those things and how they we probably react to this partnership. And those are different things that in the future can possibly make maybe the competitiveness to be either better or maybe even worse, because each company are trying to compete and try to make the best profit and try to maybe sell to us more of the product and stuff like that. So this is an open-end question as far as now, if they truly decide to go ahead with this and decide to partner, what is going to happen? And those are open questions that probably the future will probably tell us. I really personally like both companies, and I'm also maybe play some game that I have a Switch, and also Raya too has a game too and console. So it's really interesting to see how those two things gonna go about. So we had our references on our papers, and this conclude our presentation. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.